Have you ever just stopped and wondered why you do the things you do with money? You know, why some of us are savers, some are spenders, and why it all feels so personal. Well, today, we are diving deep into the incredible work of Morgan Housel to unlock the psychology behind our money habits. And it all boils down to one powerful, simple idea. Just let that sink in for a second. No one is crazy. It's a game changer, right? It means that every single financial decision you've ever made, even the ones you might look back on and cringe, made perfect sense to you in that moment. You weren't being irrational, you were just operating from your own totally unique map of the world.
Because really, that's what it all comes down to. Your personal money story. The experiences you've had, big and small, have written a kind of script in your mind that guides almost every financial choice you make today, whether you realize it or not. So let's get into Act 1, the mindset. This is all about the internal stuff, the why behind what we do. It's the programming that's running in the background, often without us even knowing it's there. I mean, think about it. If you grew up during the Great Depression, your idea of risk and saving is going to be completely different from someone who grew up during the dot-com boom of the 90s. And here's the thing, neither of them is wrong. They're just products of their time and their unique history. Let's say you give two people $1,000. For the person who grew up with nothing, that $1,000 is a wall. It's security, a safety net. But for the person who grew up comfortable, it's a seed. It's an opportunity to grow something. Neither view is incorrect, and that's exactly why one-size-fits-all financial advice just falls flat. Your history writes your strategy.
Okay, this is a big one, and it's something we don't like to talk about much. We love stories about hard work and genius paying off, but we absolutely cannot ignore the huge role that luck and its darker twin risk play in everyone's financial life.
Bill Gates is a genius, no doubt about it, but he also had the mind-blowing luck of going to one of the only high schools in the world with a computer back in the 1960s. That's pure luck. And on the flip side, you have countless brilliant investors who were totally wiped out by one single unpredictable event they couldn't see coming. That's risk. They're two sides of the very same coin. So what's the big takeaway here? It's this. When you succeed, you've got to remember that luck probably gave you a little nudge. And when you see other people fail, remember that risk might have been that invisible hand that pushed them down. This way of thinking keeps you humble and it keeps you empathetic. It forces you to focus on what you can actually control. All right, so we've looked at the mindset. Now, let's switch gears and talk about Act 2, the method. This is where things get really practical. We're moving from the why to the how to build wealth in a way that actually works with our human nature, not against it. Compounding. This is probably the most powerful force in all of finance. Seriously, it's not about finding the next big thing, it's about letting time do all the heavy lifting for you. The best analogy is a snowball rolling downhill. It starts out tiny, but the longer it rolls, the bigger and faster it gets. I mean, just look at Warren Buffett. He wasn't some prodigy who made billions in his 20s. He was a fantastic investor, for sure. But his real secret weapon was just time. The vast majority of his fortune was earned after his 60th birthday. That is compounding in its purest form. And that's the key. You don't need a massive salary or some secret stock-picking genius to make compounding work for you. Nope. What you need is consistency and patience. Time is the magic ingredient here. Now, this is a huge mental roadblock we all have to get over. Our culture has basically trained us to think that wealth is about showing off how much you can spend. But according to Housel, that's getting it completely 100% backward. Let's be crystal clear here. When you see someone driving a $100,000 car, the only thing you know for sure is that they now have $100,000 less than they did before they bought it. You know what I'm talking about, the fancy cars, the giant houses, all the luxury brands. These things aren't wealth. They're the evidence of spending. It's money that's been converted into stuff, and now, poof, it's gone. True wealth is what you can't see. So if all that fancy stuff isn't wealth, then what is? Well, it's the exact opposite of what we're told to admire. It's the quiet stuff, the invisible stuff. Wealth is the car you didn't buy. It's the expensive watch you passed on. It's all the money sitting quietly in your savings and investment accounts. That unseen money is what buys you freedom. It buys you options. It buys you control over your own time. And that is the greatest dividend money can ever pay.
And you know what the best part is? Building this kind of real, unseen wealth doesn't take a PhD in finance. It just takes something way more achievable, being reasonable. Not perfectly rational and cold like a computer, just reasonable.
These are the building blocks right here. They're not sexy, but man, are they powerful. And notice the common thread? They're all behaviors. It's not about doing complicated math, it's about sticking to a simple, sustainable plan, especially when your own emotions are telling you to do the exact opposite.
And that brings us right back to where we started. Managing money well has very little to do with how smart you are and everything to do with how you behave. It's about understanding your own psychology, your fears, your goals, and your own unique story.
So I'll leave you with this question. After everything we've talked about, your story, the role of pure chance, the real meaning of wealth, what's one belief you have about money that it might be time to rethink? Because digging into that answer, well, that could change everything for you.